I'm now going to go over Punnett square practice number 1. Be sure to try this on your own before watching this video. So the first thing I'm going to do is read the question. In a pea plant, tall, capital T is dominant over short, lowercase t. Cross a tall plant with a short plant. Before I do anything, I'm going to define my variables, and the letters are the variables. So capital T means tall in this question, and it's dominant. So you see how it says tall there? And lowercase t is short. So we write this in the... Okay, so that was easy. Let's go to the next part. We're going to fill out this table. Now I've added the first few for you, but as you can see later on, it's going to be empty. So what we're going to do is put the genotypes. And the genotypes are the letters in the genes. You can't see those. So this is the genotypes. And there's always 3 combinations for the level we're at right now. We're just doing complete dominance. So we're not doing any complex things. It's only going to be 3 combinations. So we have our variables here. So we know that there'll be capital T, capital T. This would be homozygous dominant because both are the same versions of the gene, yet they're also both capitalized. This is homozygous recessive. They're both lowercase. And this is heterozygous, meaning they're different. One's uppercase, one's lowercase. Now we write here the phenotype. The phenotype, if you remember, is the physical trait you can see. And remember, physical rhymes with pheno. So let's write in, what is capital T, capital T? We go to the top. We have 2 talls, don't we? So it's going to be tall. And then we have capital T, lowercase t. So capital T is going to be dominant over lowercase t, and it doesn't blend or anything that. You don't get a medium in this type of inheritance. So we have a capital T over small t, so we're going to get tall. So we have a tall and a short, but anytime you have both, you get the dominant. In this one, we have 2 lowercase t's, so we have homozygous recessive, and so we have 2 shorts, don't we? 2 shorts, so that means we're going to have short. So now we've created this key for ourselves. This is going to make it much easier later on. So we have all the combinations of the genotypes at the top here, and then we have the phenotypes, the parts you can see here. Now we're going to write the cross, and this is always the hardest part for everyone. You have to go back to the question here, which is the second part of the question here, and see what they want. So they're going to cross a tall plant with a short plant, and that tall plant is a homozygous dominant. So that's actually already written in, homozygous dominant, with a short plant. And look, there's only one short plant, so that's homozygous recessive. As you're doing the problems, make sure to say the words, because they're going to get deeper into your memory and you're going to get better at them. So we're going to rewrite the cross here. You always want to write the cross above the Punnett square. And now we're going to drop the t's into place. And this, I've seen people get confused on this. I just keep it consistent. And we're going to put this one on the bottom, on the side here, and this genotype on the top. Now, usually you want to put the female here and the male here. It doesn't matter as long as you're consistent. You have to put all this on the side, and it doesn't really matter the order you put the letters. It's not going to affect the outcome, but you want to be consistent. So I'm going to take this T and put it down here. I'm going to take this T right here and put it here. So I dropped all of this to the side here. On the top, I'm going to put this T over here. And this T right here. Now make sure you do this correctly, because if you don't, it's going to mess up the whole thing. So I have capital T on the side, lowercase t, lowercase on the top. Here's where we're going to distribute the t's in. Now let's just go down first. So this T is going to go into each box. Let me change colors just so you can see. Let's make this T red. So I'm putting this T into both boxes here. I'm just distributing it in. It goes once, it goes twice. This T as well. Here, then I also put it here. Now the T's on the side I'm going to put in. This T goes here, and this T goes here. Same here. So now we have 4 potential offspring. So if we were to cross these two plants, we're just looking at this one gene for tall and short. We have these potential 4 offspring. And in this example, they're all exactly the same, aren't they? They're all T, big T, small t. So we go look at our chart here. Now we have to kind of decipher the code, right? Which one do we have? We have big T, small t for all 4. So we have tall. So the trick is to write it in here. There's not a lot of space. On your paper you have more space. So this is tall, 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 tall. By writing it in the box, you'll be able to see it much easier, and it's going to help you not make mistakes. So the part 5, so that's part 4. Write the phenotype for each combination inside the Punnett square. I didn't have room to write inside, but you can on your paper. Now, in this section here, we're going to now look at the percentage. Now, chance of each, so basically this tells you to go up and answer this question right here. Chance of each offspring expressing the dominant trait. Dominant trait, right? So the dominant trait, we go back to the top, look at the dominant trait is tall. I could just write that right here. The tall trait, and this one is short. So how many are going to do the tall? Well, I see there's 4 options, and I see 4 tall out of 4. That's 100%. And you want to write tall next to it so we don't lose those points. If you were on a test and you didn't write tall, I might not know what you were talking about, right? So write tall there. And here we have 0, because we have 0 shorts. We have 4 talls, 4 out of 4, and 0 out of 4 short. And that's your answer.